All right, welcome back to session 3. All right, so last session we were learning about CBT 101. We are going to pick that up on the next session 4. Before we do that, you need to understand the anorexic cycle. Now, again, level 2 and 3 of this training is more advanced. I'm going to reiterate this. You must put the work in outside of these videos. Okay, take advantage of the Transform Hearts training portal and documents. The next session can feel a little overwhelming if you've not read Out of the Darkness by myself here. So the book gives much more specific examples to help, but we're going to go over this. So it should be reviewed. This session. All right, I've developed this over a decade ago. Understanding the cycle. I call it the 4 roads. Okay. So it starts here with the little red heart. Okay. Call it the heart at peace. Okay. And there's a triggering event that we covered last time. So do people have the power to make us happy, sad, or mad? So the triggering event, again, is generally negative. Okay. When you do these, it's generally gonna be positive or negative, but generally the things that trigger us start negative. Okay. So road 1 is I get triggered, and I identify my feelings and honor myself. I think positive, feel positive, behave positive. Okay. I don't know if my cursor is going to show up here or not. And we're in this orange triangle. I can verbalize my feelings and my needs. And I'm back up here at a heart of peace. So that's road number 1. Okay. Pretty straightforward. Okay. Road number 2 is we deny ourselves. Okay. And then we go to a negative thoughts, feelings, behavior, heart goes to war. We can act in with self-pity, go on the left here or go to the right, or we can act out into guilt and shame. And we continue this, we can humble ourselves, begin to question those thoughts, feelings, and behavior, and get up here to the heart of peace again. So road 1 and 3 are healthy. Road 2 and 4 are more of the unhealthy. So back here, my heart at war, the ego, I can act out or in, and then I can go, I get into my egoic self rather than my humble self. I deny myself. I continue in my negative thoughts, feelings, behaviors. Now my heart is fractured, okay, or divided or at war, okay. And we never really fully get up here back to the heart of peace and back to the trigger, and we generally stay in the road of 2 and 4. Okay, so road 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to break this down now a little bit more. Okay. So road number 1, we have, again, the heart at peace. We can have a triggering event, but this time I identify my feelings and I honor myself. So a lot of us and addicts or people who are trying to help, we don't know what we're feeling and we don't know how to express it in a healthy way. Never been modeled that. Don't practice it well. Okay, we get into our addictions and we medicate to numb up or numb out. Okay. So the healthy road would be identifying, growing our emotional vocabulary, and thoughts and feelings can be positive or negative, but we verbalize those feelings, thoughts, behaviors, and needs. We're not the victim anymore, and we stay in this healthy rotation. Okay. That's road number 1. Okay. But many of our clients are not going to be able to do this. Very, very foreign to them. Okay. Road number 2. Start at heart of peace, but this time we deny what we're feeling. Okay, we betray ourselves, don't express, we're unable to express our thoughts, feelings, needs, or wants. And this triangle, which we're going to learn in the next session, all these triangles are basically a thinker report. Okay, we'll get into the CBT thinker reports here in the next session. But we stay negative thinking, negative feeling, negative behavior. Our hearts now are darkened or at war, egoic, offended. Okay, we go down here to the left, we act in, isolate, self-pity, we can go around and around, or we can act out. Now, what I mean by act in, again, is that avoidant, anorexic, aversion stuff. Okay, we act out is drug, sex, alcohol, anger, food, money, gambling, smoking, you name it. And we get stuck in here, okay? Going around and around and around. That's road number 2. Let's go check out road number 3. But to get to 3, you're basically going through road number 2. But this time, we figure a way out of it, okay? We don't isolate in that anymore. We actually humble ourselves down here. You realize I'm flawed and loved, okay? And then we express and verbalize what we're thinking, feeling, our wants and needs. And we start to think more positive, which leads to feeling more positive, which then leads to behaving more positive. And we forgive ourselves and others and make amends. Now we're back up here to the heart at peace. Okay, so road 3 is an extension of road 2. Okay, it's now the healthier peace. Okay. Let's go on the next one, road number 4. Again, start at heart of peace, but again, we go through road 2 and we deny ourselves, negative thoughts, feelings, behaviors, that triangle. We're going to learn in the next session again is the thinking report. We're going to dive into this little triangle. Oh, heart goes at war, egoic, offended. I'm right, they're wrong. That's what I mean by ego. Acting in, we isolate, self-pity, we act out. Okay, that's road number 2, going around and around. But this time, we go even further. So on the road number 3 here, we're on the left, we go left. On the road number 4, now we're going to right, deny ourselves. I'm unlovable, deprive myself of wants and needs, stuff my feelings. This is the aversion, avoidant, anorexic way. Excuse me. And negative thoughts, feelings, behavior. And we stay in that victim cycle, fractured now, diseased heart. Okay, diseased heart. Dis-ease, as they say in AA, it wasn't always disease, it was dis-ease. Okay, egoic separation. Okay, and then we stay, we don't get it back up here to the heart of peace. We stay round and around through 2 and 4. Okay, basically 4. So 4 is the depraved, the separate, the most egoic, the most unhealthy. And people can stay here for weeks, months, years, decades. Okay. All right, so we got roads 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's review here. We started with, we're back at that first slide. We saw heart of peace. Road number 1, we identify my thoughts, feelings, behaviors. Even though negative things could come our way, we're going to stay positive, identifying our feelings, wants, and needs, and we go around and around, stay healthy. Okay. Road 2, the opposite would be we deny our thoughts, feelings, and betray ourselves, stay in the negative thoughts, feelings, behaviors. We can act in isolation, or we can act out. Drugs, sex, alcohol, food, money, gambling, whatever. And at that point, we can choose to stay or get back up here in road 3 by saying, I got to humble myself. I need help. Change the way I'm thinking, which changes the way I feel, behave. and back up here to heart of peace. Now this takes a while because, as we're going to see, is begin to understand how our beliefs, which are generally subconscious, impact the way we think, feel, and act. Okay. And then road number 4, going through road number 2. Okay, started negative, stays negative, heart at war, egoic. But this time, rather going that, I'm going to stay, which would be healthy, would stay in the unhealthy, stay in ego, deny self, and stay in my negative thoughts, feelings, behavior, fractured heart. Okay, this is all victim. And back up here, we stay 2 and 4, unhealthy, 1 and 3, healthy. All right. So hopefully that was a review for you, because you have read the Out of the Darkness material, and there's very specific storylines of a person's life and relationship with their partner, explaining how each of those going through roads 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. All right. Getting into the good stuff. And we'll see you on the next video.